Hello, today we will work with fixtures and the concept of precondition, also known as setup, and postcondition, also known as teardown. Let's write a test class. By the way, the name of our test classes should start with the word test, otherwise the test will not work. Imagine you need to test some value in a database. To do this, you need to connect to the database. This will be the setup method. Let's implement it. We'll simulate our connection to the database by just writing it in print. This will be enough for us, since we are not learning about database now, but how setup and teardown work. In self-data, we'll write a variable that will later be available in our tests. The setup method is ready. Now let's write the teardown method. You must correctly name the method. This will allow the class to understand where the teardown and setup method is. In a real test, we would need to close our connection to the database in teardown. But in setup, we didn't actually open it. We just printed a message, so we'll do the same here. Let's repeat. Setup is the setting you need to make before the test, and teardown is everything you do after the test. Usually you clean up after yourself. That is, return to the status that was before the setup. Similarly, for example, you could open the Selenium driver in setup and close it in teardown. Now let's write a test where we will check our data and see in which sequence our setup and teardown work. We write a simple test where we check the value from setup like this. Running. See first our setup method, then the test, and then the teardown. If we had several tests, the order would be the same. First setup, then test, and at the end teardown, and so on. We could change the scope and those effects when setup and teardown are run, but we will talk about scope in the next lesson. Now let's move on to this concept of fixture. We didn't not consider setup and teardown at the beginning for nothing, because a fixture combines these two concepts. The fixture should be stored in the conftest file. Let's create it. We write a fixture as a regular function. The name of the fixture can be arbitrary. Let's call it database. To make it clear that it is a fixture, we use a decorator that is found in pytest. We import pytest and hence the decorator. We write an add sign, write pytest.fixture. Everything that goes before yield is the setup. Everything that goes after yield is the teardown. Everything we write in the same line with yield will return when the fixture is called. Let's implement the same thing we did in test class in our fixture. Here we do what will be for the test. We write the value we want to return and specify it after yield. And now we write what will work after the test. Let's make a test outside the class and use our fixture. To add a fixture to the test, write it as an argument and call it. As you can see, we import the name of the fixture itself and refer to it for the value, not to data. Be careful at this point. You can use setup and teardown, or you can use fixtures. I recommend fixtures as they are more functional. In our test we need to use them so that our test doesn't grow too much, and we test only one option. That's all for today's lesson. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, write in the comments what else to make a video about. Have a great day!